Now, back to the Girard Realty Show on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
We always tell our buyers, our clients, that there are two first things to do. One is to find a full-time professional realtor and ask them a lot of questions. And the other is to get a pre-approved mortgage from a reputable and I think mid-size mortgage provider like USA Mortgage.
Couldn't agree with you more.
And that's where you come in.
And I am a vetted expert, by the way.
You are a vetted
by
expert.
you.
Many times over.
That's right.
What people always talk about is the pre-qualification or the pre-approval. What's the difference between the two?
Well, an approval, a true approval, can only be given on a loan by an underwriter. Okay, so that's why I call it a pre-qualification all the time, because with my 25 years of experience, I can have a 10-minute conversation with a prospective buyer on the telephone, ask questions, get enough information to make a decision, make a determination, I should say, that they are, quote unquote, qualified to purchase a home for a certain level.
And what
but
that
I'd
means,
also like to have their credit report, make sure what program they qualify for and all that sort of thing. Assuming that you've got the money in the bank that you said you had, assuming your income is what you said it is, and that's the mortgage process. That's verifying all that information.
Right. That's the underwriting, is where they verify all that information. So getting started is going to give you an idea of your borrowing power, how much you can spend, right?
Yes, sir.
It's going to give you an idea of what your rate is going to be.
Your down payment, your payment
requirements, your down payment, all of those things, so that now you've got kind of a financial picture.
How much you want your monthly payment to be is an important consideration of what you're going to qualify for, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, if you're living within a budget and you're trying to analyze these things, that's where I would convert. Okay, how much do you want to spend per month? Well, gee, my rent's $1,000. I really don't want to spend more than $1,250. Okay, then I'll calculate what you would qualify for based on that number and your debt.
I want to get to just a couple of things that we've run across in the last few weeks of some of the do's and don'ts once you are actually under contract. So it's interesting what people do.
Yes, it is.
From the time they write a contract and have an agreement to purchase a house to the time they close. Basically, you want to kind of shut down any financial changes, right?
Yeah, you mean like changing jobs? If you do have a job move in the mix while you're buying a home, you need to let your mortgage banker know as quickly as possible so they can make sure that nothing bad happens at closing.
Right. What about truck? Should you go buy a new truck?
Probably not. Or a new vehicle of any kind, really, for that matter. Unless you've given ample time and you've had a conversation with your loan representative, then, so just don't do it. Yeah, it's generally not a good idea.
What about paying down some debt? If you've got some credit card debt or maybe some old debt that's been sitting around for a while and you have the ability to pay that down.
That's okay. I would prefer right at the start that you don't close the account. You can pay the debt off, but don't close it because that could have a negative impact on your credit score in the short run.
Right. For these kinds of tips for help in getting this done, they can call you anytime at?
Please call 314-503-6024. Mike Mudry, USA Mortgage.